Dogecoin found support yesterday right here at around 0.14887, and we also broke a downtrend going to the upside, or actually it went sideways. But after we went sideways for a little bit, then we broke to the upside. And actually, last night we came up, had some resistance, came back down to that bottom right here, found support on it, and got another bounce to the upside. Right now, what I was watching is this support. We had a trend line going to the upside. We actually broke that going to the downside right here. Then we came, like I said, we came up, got resistance, came back down. We got a little bit of resistance right there, which made me draw this trend line with this resistance, and this resistance, giving me a downtrend, something like that. Looks like we broke out of that just now, or like just a little bit ago. Well, we broke out of it, and then the next candle came back down, retested it, and it looks like we're kind of pumping to the upside. In my last video, I said I put in a position right here. I was kind of thinking that maybe we could come back up to this Fibonacci retracement level. I'm still looking at these levels down here, but I think maybe we could come up, touch this level real quick. I mean, maybe we're gonna start turning around and it's gonna be like a little short squeeze where, you know, it kind of faked us out where I was having trouble and maybe people started selling off. And then like right now, it looks like we're getting some pretty decent green candles right here. So let's see if it can continue this momentum going to the upside. And let's see if I was wrong on, targeting these bottom targets. Like I said, that's why I watched the trend lines, though. We had a trend line going to the downside. We broke that right here. That was the first clue that, hey, maybe we're not going to continue to trend down. We started breaking sideways. Now we confirmed that by breaking that. And then now that I was watching this little resistance area right here, we broke that going to the upside. So that's also another sign that we're still continuing going to the upside. At least it seems like, in my opinion. And we're getting a little bit of green volume down here too, which is also good. We broke this trend line going to the downside. But what I was also thinking is if we go to the 4-hour time frame, we could actually adjust this because technically we're still trending up. I mean, we kind of formed a different trend, should I say. Even though we broke this one right here, we still are forming lower highs, higher lows. And yeah, so let's go ahead, and it looks like we just formed a higher high compared to this one. So let's go ahead and go back to the 4-hour time frame. Let's adjust this trend line right here, something like this. I think maybe I'm watching something like this as far as uptrends go. 4-hour time frame, got support, giving me an uptrend going to the upside. Let's see how far I can go. We could pretty much delete, I think we could delete this one, and I think we could delete this one. I think we could delete this one. We already broke that target. Let's go back to the hourly time frame and see where I'm getting some of this stuff. And I think maybe what we're looking at right now, like I said, is maybe some sort of target pattern where we had on the 4-hour, we have this uptrend right here, and then we have this downtrend right here. Maybe we're looking at a target or a triangle pattern. Let me draw it. Maybe we're looking at a triangle pattern, something like that, and we could drag from the top to the bottom of this pattern, drag this to the breakout, and see that gets us closer to that 0.1555 level approximately. Where's this one? 0.15557 is the Fibonacci retracement level. Maybe 0.156 even. But yeah, so let's see if we can continue to go up. I thought it was going to go down, but it looks like it's still heading up. Also, okay, so the next thing I want to talk about, we're on the 1-hour time frame. I wanted to kind of gradually move up time frames on this video. So we're on the 1-hour time frame. It looks like we're doing that. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. What I was looking on this one is this resistance. We have resistance right here, resistance, giving me a nice solid trend line going to the downside. Right now, it looks like we're coming in, and it looks like we're about to test that target. Kind of lines up right around there, 0.1491, something from that triangle pattern that I was just talking about. So maybe we'll come up here and then get resistance. But if we break through this, then this might be a good breakout if we could break this trend line going to the downside. I guess you could argue that we also have, I don't know, I would say the most recent supports, because we can, there's this one, support. I would say maybe this one right here kind of looks like maybe it would be a good one, because you could also kind of argue something like this. But I think with the more recent one, and then it has like kind of more, it's like kind of a tighter pattern in my opinion. So if we could break that, maybe we could drag from the top to the bottom, something like this. Drag this to the breakout if we did something like this, depending on where we broke out. And I think if we could break this Fibonacci retracement level, then we could be going back to the next one at around 17 cents or around 172 cents. But I think that we'd have to start. Okay, so the first thing would be, let's just start with this pattern. We have this little channel pattern, or it could be like a flag pattern, I guess you could argue, but that flag doesn't look that great. We have a channel pattern, let's just say. If we drag from the top to the bottom, then we're looking at a target of something like that, which brings us up to the next resistance, and which brings us up to, if we go to the next time frame, because that was the 4-hour time frame, let's go check out the daily time frame. Here's what I was watching on the daily time frame. We have resistance right here, giving me that solid resistance trend line sitting at around 16255. And then we also have support right here. These are the wicks. You could argue maybe something like this too, using the bodies, where we use the bodies support, but it wicked all the way down to these levels as well. So either way, basically on the daily time frame, looks like we're kind of in a triangle pattern. Right here we got resistance. It kind of didn't, I mean, the triangle kind of got messed up right here. If anything, it should have been like this, but we're still basically in resistance and support pushing us up, resistance holding us at this level right here. And basically in the big time frame, I think that's what I'm kind of looking at. If we break this bottom trend line going to the downside, then we can start getting more confident on some of these targets, maybe even the previous bottom right here. Right now it looks like we're kind of like I said, we're still waiting for a breakout. So if we break to the downside, like I said, I'm looking at 139, this previous bottom right here to start with. And then if we could continue going up, the first spot that I look at for resistance is around 162. But if we could break that, then I think we could start looking at these previous resistances right there. I think we also have to break 17 cents and this Fibonacci retracement level sitting at around 172 approximately. In general, I think like I've been talking about, I like playing off the Fibonacci retracement levels. Let me zoom out a little bit. These levels right here. So let's say we start breaking this level. I have a position, sitting at this level waiting for it to go up here. So basically I would want it to go up here. If it continues to move up after that, then I can wait for this position. But what I'm saying is I would have a position right here and plan on selling it right here if it started to break the trend at that point. Or I think it would be a good place to target though. And then also 17 cents, be getting resistance right there as well. But like I said, I'd be watching the trend more than anything, how I've been. If we're not breaking, it's not this particular trend, but once we start breaking to the upside, if we do, then I'll be watching the trends. And once we reach this spot right here, are we still trending up, or are we getting resistance and starting to kind of head back down? But that might be a good place to target, I think. 172.8. There's a bunch of resistance in this area. Let's see if we could break through it though, then I think that's going to be even a bigger push. I've been talking about that for a long time. Let me know what you guys think though. Actually, let's go back to the hourly time frame. Let's just look at this real quick again. I'm looking at the 4-hour a lot right now. This resistance right here probably, and this uptrend like this. Let's see if we can break through it. If it can, then we can start getting more bullish. If it gets resistance, then maybe we're going to start changing directions and have to retest this trend line, these trend lines down here. Let me know what you guys think though. If you guys like the video, hit that thumbs up. If you want to watch the last video, check it out right here, and I'll see you in the next one.